Fox Sports.
We are Black Force. We are Arizona.
Time to get off the dusty trail and head for the highway. The Arizona Diamondbacks, well, it's been a brief three-game stay. It wraps up here this afternoon. It's a Sanderson Ford Sunday as the Diamondbacks take on the Washington Nationals. Hello again, everybody. I'm Greg Schulte. This is the Hall of Famer, Joe Garagiola. Diamondbacks have lost the first two games of this series, Joe, so I got a great term for that. Forget about it, right?
Forget about it's right. Amnesia, that's the first thing. Amnesia, forget about it. Second thing is, play the way you got here to the big leagues. Forget everything else. And the third one, grammatically, it's brutal, but it says it all. I had a manager who once said, go into a game saying, not I don't, but I do, because if you go in saying I don't, you don't. Pretty good advice.
Absolutely.
He flunked English, by the way.
Well, the Diamondbacks had a rough one in the first ball game. Last night, a 4-1 lead, and that kind of got away from them. So they'll try and rebound behind the rookie left-hander Patrick Corbin. He'll take on Ross Detweiler this afternoon. I know it's a brief stay here at home, but they need this one today going out of the road again.
Oh, they need it big time because last night was a gift. No gifts today, no base on balls. And then when they get the base on balls, let's cash them in.
So the Diamondbacks and the Nationals about to play game number 3. We've got it coming for you next. Again, get this third one. The Diamondbacks and the Nationals finale of the 3-game set here at Chase Field. Stay with us. Starting lineups, all the action coming up next. presented by Sanderson Ford. Diamondbacks taking the field with some very lucky kids here today. They get the autograph. They get to take the field with some of their favorite players. And I can't think of a more exciting happening for a youngster. They'd be able to take a major league ball field and get an autograph and then see your favorite player. And nothing better than that.
Oh, it's the greatest. I tell you, just going to the ball game with somebody taking you was a great thing. We went to the ball game, you'd have to pick up the dirt in the infield and put it in your pocket.
Let's turn things over now to our public address announcer here at Chase Field, Chuck Drago.
Please direct your attention to the field as we honor the United States of America and pay tribute to the men and women of our active duty armed services and our veterans. The Arizona Diamondbacks and the Washington Nationals invite you to join in the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner, performed by 7-year-old Tatiana McAlpine.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Brought to you in part by Gila River Casinos, proud partner of the Arizona Diamondbacks. And by Valley Chevy, who's your everyday hero. Nominate an everyday hero at valleychevy.com or at facebook.com/Valley Chevy. So set for an afternoon of baseball, wrapping up this very brief three-game homestand. Diamondbacks and the Nationals. Patrick Corbin about to throw his first pitch, completing his warm-up tosses. And it's a tough Washington lineup to maneuver through, managed by Davey Johnson, who is in his 16th season as a major league manager. And let's take a look at the lineup he's going to put out here this afternoon against the Diamondbacks. And Corbin, Espinosa with Harper back in there, then Zimmerman, Morse batting cleanup, LaRoche, Moore, Suzuki, and Lombardozzi, who's had a heck of a series. He's in that 8th spot playing second base, and Ross Detweiler on the mound and pitching. So Corbin making his 8th start, and his first 2 since coming back up from Reno have been very good. A win and a no decision. He is set to go on the first pitch of the day, and it's in there for a strike, and we are underway. He's a bright spot in the future of the Diamondbacks, Joe. Talking about Patrick Corbin. He's pitched well since coming back up this time.
Throw strikes. Get around that plate, you're always in good shape.
1 ball, 1 strike on Danny Espinosa, the switch hitting shortstop. Espinosa in this series has batted 7th, 2nd. He's leading off today. He chops that one to second. Hill comes in, gets it, throws him out, 1 away. Always feels good when you get that first out of the game with first batter, doesn't it?
It feels good in that clubhouse. It feels good in that dugout and every place else. I'll tell you, when you get that first out. In fact, the 1, 2, 3 inning be room service.
Let's take a look at the defense behind Corbin today. Kubel, Young, and Upton in the outfield, left to right. John McDowell gets a start at short today. And Montero catching Corbin. Stephen Drew's been playing a lot since coming back off the disabled list. And McDowell going to spell him today. There's a strike 2, Bryce Harper. 19 years old, Joe, and he's quite a future ahead of him, Bryce Harper. Learning tools right now, and it's a learning process for him.
Boy, you'd like to have half of his future on and off the field.
Yeah, he is kind of a pinup guy around Major League Baseball. There's a chopper back up the middle. Watch McDonald, though. Look at that play. And it skips by, though. And now Harper collides with the first base umpire, and he'll get back to first base. Harper was going to go to second, and he collided with first base umpire Mike McClinsky.
I tell you, he was hustling to get over to call that play because he knew it was going to be close. Boy, there was a collision. Watch the umpire. He'll show up right there.
That's one of the few we haven't seen Goldschmidt be able to help out one of his infielders. Kind of an in-between hop. There's a collision. And Harper, after that, just hustled back to first base. Davey Johnson went out, maybe trying to get him an extra base, but that's not going to happen. They award Harper an infield hit.
McDonald really showed a lot of range again.
Yeah, he was actually on the right side of the infield when he fielded that ball. This guy at the plate, Ryan Zimmerman, he hurts a lot of teams. He's hurt the Diamondbacks, especially in this series.
I like the way he's wearing those pants, old style.
I wish they would uniform that around on the teams. Oh, they got Harper picked off. And Goldschmidt will tag him out. He slipped and fell. Had a little adventure on the bases. Collided with an umpire, then falling. And after he gets picked off, 2 down.
That's some start for the kid. Watch him slay. He's looking to see. He wants to go back, and then when he falls, he knows I might as well sit here and make it nice and easy.
So the pickoff, caught stealing, 1-3. And now Zimmerman bats with the bases empty. Getting back to the, well, not even going to have time to talk about it. Ground ball to short. McDonald perfectly to Goldschmidt. So an infield hit And no damage done. Diamondbacks will take a look at Ross Detweiler on the bottom of the first. Nationals, no score. Probably rushed to throw by John McDonald, getting down to first base. Reached there, but then was picked off, and he slipped going to second. It was tagged out. The life of a 19-year-old.
Nothing more embarrassing than to get picked off and then slip and fall and be sitting down and say, all right, tag me. Get the firing squad out here and shoot me. What else can happen?
Let's see what Kirk Gibson's got in store today with his Mazda starting lineup for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Chris Young's in the leadoff spot. Aaron Hill, Jason Kubel, Goldsmith batting cleanup, Upton, Montero, Johnson. And the change today, McDonald batting eighth, playing short. Corbin, a good athlete, in that 9th spot. And Ross Detweiler, he doesn't get a lot of the notoriety that some of these other starters do for the Nationals, but all you have to do is look at that team ERA, 2.99 for him. 72 strikeouts, only 32 walks. He's been very good. He's hurt the Diamondbacks in the past. Out of the 2007 draft class, and he throws a strike to Chris Young.
It's a good ball club, this Washington club.
I never thought they'd have 71 wins at this juncture of the season. 28 games above 500. They've won 8 in a row. Young fouls one. And Joe, they're 39-21 on the road.
They're from Washington, D.C., full of surprises.
Yes, you're right. 4.5 game lead over Atlanta at the start of play today. Well, you've known Davey Johnson for a long time. I mean, this guy as a player, and then, of course, as a manager, he's a good player in this day.
Good manager, too, and good baseball man.
Ball 2 strikes. Pitch outside.
We don't want to take too many shots at him, though. He's a tobacco user. I don't want to say anything too bad about him.
All right. Young batting leadoff today, trying to get something going here. Detweiler is really slow as he brings that ball around, but he hides it pretty well. Kind of keeps it behind his back and then kind of flicks it out at the end.
You know, when I see these guys pitching off the stretch like that, I wonder, what are they looking at? There's nobody at first base, nobody at second, nobody at third, and they're pitching off the stretch. There he goes.
He faces, and we get a look again, he faces a hitter, and then it's almost like he turns to go out of the stretch and then kicks that leg up, and look where he hides the ball, way in the back. And the hitter really doesn't get a good look at it until it starts coming forward.
Well, that's what you look for, is where's that ball coming from. That's why a guy like Ziegler on the Diamondbacks is tough. He's going to throw a sinker, you know that, but where's he going to throw it from? If he throws it from behind him, it's not going to surprise you.
Young into center field. Harper on a run over there and dives, and he Made the catch. Finally get the call by C.B. Buckner, the second base umpire. A nice play out there by Harper on a ball hit to right center. Had a chance to split the gap.
CB has been very busy. Watch this catch. Let's see. Yes, he did. He made the catch.
He just wants to play in the dirt and the grass today, I guess. Harper.
He's getting a workout, isn't he?
Yeah. His uniform is really dirty here early in the first inning. That was a heck of a play there by the young rookie. I like how young, though. He was hustling. He wasn't going to take anything for granted. Here's Aaron Hill now.
So if that ball falls, it's an easy triple, maybe a home run.
So one out. Hill's average has dropped a little below 300 now in the season. That's into right center field. Harper's going to get this one too. Almost the same spot, but he didn't have to dive for this one. 2 quick outs.
He had him played perfectly. There was a lot of room in left center field. When he comes up the next time, we'll get a shot to show you because I'm sure they'll play him the same way.
Here's Kubel.
Look at the room out here. Left center field. A lot of room there.
Lefty on lefty here. And a ball. Detweiler is out of St. Louis. And Wentzville, Missouri High School. Went to Missouri State. Kubel went around, couldn't check his swing. It's called a strike, 1-1. Detweiler, 26 years old, 6'5", 192. Well, the first 2 are over. Friday night's game, I don't know if it was the effects of coming off a long road trip.
No.
Just didn't play well?
Just didn't play well.
All right. Last night had a lead and ended up coughing it up, losing 6-5. Outside 3-1. So they need this one today. The Diamondbacks.
Needed big time.
Wade Miley didn't get through 5 last night. One of his rougher outings. Foul back by Kubel.
I talked to Montero, one of my favorite guys on a ball club. He's a very dedicated player, Montero is. And I asked him about Miley. He said he had a good fastball, but he just couldn't control it and spot it. You know, it's not how hard you throw, it's where you throw it and how you got there.
And Kubel will strike out. And this inning is over. And after 1 here, there's no score. 19 years old, and he likes to, he's a kid. He likes to play in the dirt. He likes to play in the grass. He's getting in the dirt there. Whoops. Now the back end of his pants dirty. Now the front of his uniform is dirty.
He could be a starting player for Charlie Brown's All-Stars. Pigpen would be his roommate.
He made a really nice catch in that first inning.
Saved the triple.
So, an adventuresome first inning for Bryce Harper. Foul back by Michael Morse.
He did something I think all ball players would like to do. He shoved the umpire without getting thrown out of the game.
You said that.
He didn't hurt him. I think he gave him an extra one, but I like him because look at the bubble gum he's chewing.
Yeah,
good going. Machlinsky. Wish he hadn't changed his name.
There's a foul back. 0-2 the count. This guy's got some kind of power, Michael Morse.
I love the way he gets his arms out there.
Big man, isn't he?
Whoa. They're all big, and they know what the bat's for. Look where he's away from his body, but watch him draw him in.
Montero wanted that ball up. Corbin got it up. Morse didn't chase it.
You would think that you could pitch him inside, Greg, but I'd have to test him a while. He may be baiting.
Just missed in there. 2-2. He's had a good year. He's been limited some. He's had some injuries to deal with in his career period, let alone this year. Talking about Morse.
You know, you talk about pitchers, they always say throw strikes, have control, and work fast. And Corbin does that. He doesn't waste any time. Batters will try to throw him off like right now. Morse backed out to get ready. Corbin is ready.
That seems to be a staff thing, I think, too, don't you, Joe? It seems like all the Diamondback pitchers are ready to go as Morse swings and misses, striking out.
Well, your defensive players are ready. You know, if you get somebody who walks around, checks the defense where he hardly knows the name of his own players, but he's going to check the defense. And he picks up the rosin bag and all that kind of stuff. You finally get to where you're not ready. But when you work in a hurry, I don't say, over fast or over quick or whatever the expression could be, but they're ready.
Don't lollygag.
Good English word, lollygag. Beauty.
Alan LaRoche is swinging a miss. Strike one.
That college education just make you brilliant.
Thanks, Joe.
Lollygag.
LaRoche at the plate.
Watch McDonald now. He's one of them. You can look at anybody, pick a player and watch him. He's going to get ready, and you'll see him. There, he's ready. And when I say ready, I mean he's saying they may hit that ball to me. The good ball player will say that. Hit it to me, we'll get him out. The whole player will say, I hope he doesn't hit it to me. That guy, you'll find him in the minor leagues for life.
Corbin has struck out Morse to start the inning. And he gets LaRoche looking. 2 up, 2 down here. Back-to-back strikeouts in the second for the young lefty.
No doubt about it.
One telling tell, Joe. We're looking at Johnny Mack there, but if you got a guy who's working slow, all you have to do is look at your fielders. They'll be crossed-armed or hands on their hips, maybe taking their cap off, waiting for a pitch.
They'd be checking their glove. That's the thing that gets me. The glove will be off the hand.
Just waiting for the pitcher to throw the next one. But you got somebody who works fast like Corbin or Miley. You haven't got time to do any of that because they're ready to go.
You see Hill bracing himself, ready. Right-hand hitter. And Hill is playing second base, so he's ready for anything.
More into center. And going back, he'll get it. This will be an easy 1-2-3 for Patrick Corbin. As the Nationals are put away, Diamondbacks will send up Goldschmidt up to Montero at the bottom of the second. And they score this game early.
Saturday afternoon of baseball here at Chase Field. Last night, though, the Racing Legends, it was a relay, and Mark Grace's legend possibly winning the title. It's our Nissan Text Bowl. Should he get credit for the victory? A is yes, or B is no. To 36929. Mark Grace excited, doing the Usain Bolt actually, but apparently that win is in dispute if it should go down in the Mark Grace credit column. So make sure your voices here tonight as Goldschmidt leads off the bottom of the second inning, and he's going to be out on a throwing error. But again, a big night last night for the Racing Racing.
All right, thank you, Brad. Goldschmidt will get to second. Zimmerman that time came more over the top. And he skipped it over there on LaRoche, who's a very good defender, couldn't help him out.
I think the interesting thing, too, Greg, was watching the Goldschmidt. Now, he stops at first base to watch the throw. Now, he sees it, and he really takes off. He knew it was a bad throw.
Well, there's a gift to the Diamondbacks. Let's see if they can cash in now.
Slows down. Now he sees it, and he'll put it in gear again.
Head down. Boom.
He's going to slide. He's going to make sure. He wasn't watching the ball. He was looking for that base. Say, very impressive, Paul Goldschmidt.
So he's on at second here. Goldschmidt goes to third. The throw into left field. How about Paul Goldschmidt? He has just stolen a run from the Washington Nationals, and the D-backs lead it 1-0. They'll get a stolen base and an E2.
He anticipates a run. Just didn't have a chance to say it, but he's always thinking whether he's in the field. The other night he made a sensational play. Now this play here, he's got it. No way they were going to get him, even if he makes the good throw. You talk about manufacturing a run, man. Whoa.
So 2 errors in the inning for Washington. Goldschmidt just swiped his 11th base. He took off on the first one. Now the count on Upton is a ball and a strike. There's a ball up. I just get back to Goldschmidt, Joe. What a year he's had. This is he came up last August. He had 2 months plus a little postseason play. Started out slow, but about May 15th or so, he really got rolling. And what a first full year in the big leagues he's had.
He really has, and I tell you, I talk about him anticipating. That play I'm talking about, hard hit ball, he caught it with the glove hand, dropped it on first base, and then quickly threw to the shortstop at second base to get the 3-6-3. And you have to anticipate things like that. They just don't happen.
Upton takes it outside.
And I asked him, I said, when you're on that on-deck circle, I watch you. He's always taking little practice swings, glued in. He's got an idea.
Upton on 3-2 fouls it back. Well, they talk about the bright future that Bryce Harper has at 19. Paul Goldschmidt's got a pretty bright future.
Oh.
In the middle of that Diamondback order.
I like his chances. He's going to be a big star.
So the Diamondbacks capitalize on a couple of Washington errors. They get a lead here. And now Upton into right field. And it's going to be caught there by Morse. Morse, for a big guy, not a bad defender. It's the first out of this inning.
And I just wish good fans will remember it, but Upton has hit the ball hard this year. That ball was well hit right at him.
Well, we talked about the numbers. He has scored 75 runs this season. He's 4th in the league. So when he gets on base, he's scoring the runs. Here's Montero. Miggy's still leading all catchers in the big leagues with those 67 runs batted in. Every time a Diamondback player hits a home run this season, phone numbers will donate $150 to the Central Arizona Mountain Rescue Association. That's one thing the Diamondbacks don't want to have to rely on all the time, the long ball. What's this grab by a fan? Brought the glove, Joe. Took it right out of the...
I tell you, I wish I'd have had a glove the other night or a priest standing by.
This guy at the plate was after you, Miguel Montero.
He almost got Miss Audrey once.
I saw you leaning over to protect her, though.
Oh, that's my biggest treasure.
There's a foul out of play. Of course, you didn't bring that up to Miguel today, right?
Oh, I couldn't wait to get to him. I said, if you had met hard fair, you'd get a lot of base hits, especially in left field. I tell you, there's a dedicated player. I had a great conversation with him.
Battling Detweiler on a 0-2 count. And he's hit by a pitch. He'll go to first base, and that's a mistake for Detweiler right there. He sure didn't want that. Getting ahead of him. Must have got him pretty good the way he's reacting. Oh, yeah.
Detweiler's reaction is interesting.
Montero leads the club in hit by pitches. That's the 8th time he's been hit this year.
He's saying something. I don't know what it is. He's going to show him his arm is all right.
Here's Chris Johnson now. Joe, we haven't worked since Kevin Towers acquired Chris Johnson from the Houston Astros, but what a start he's off to, huh?
Unbelievable. Home runs. I tell you, I didn't know anything about him, but boy, he sure has hit enough home runs since he got here.
18 runs batted in. Here's KT. Oh, 2 count on him. Well, and you're playing with a not good ball club in Houston. Really a rough year. He's batting cleanup. Comes over to the Diamondbacks. They can put him in that 7 spot with Montero and whomever the next hitter is behind. But that pressure is just not there as it was with the Houston. Plus, he's in a race, which he wasn't with in Houston.
That's the important thing. In a race, it makes a difference. You get with the ball club loses a lot of games and you're in last place. You go to the ballpark, you just hope you don't get hurt.
Yeah. There's Johnny Mack on deck. And foul by Dennis. Diamondbacks will next be home here. Unfortunately, it'll be a long homestand when they come next. It'll be the 20th of August. We'll include that doubleheader with Miami, San Diego, and Cincinnati. A lot longer than this 3-game stay. Another foul back.
I tell you, I don't remember many 3-game homestands.
No.
That's like wholesaling it.
It's part of the road trip. Really, when you get right down to it.
Just to stop, you pick up coffee and keep going.
We were talking before the ball game about back in the days when you played. There was no plane travel either. It was by train.
Oh.
Johnson will swing and miss, and Detweiler dials up his second strikeout of the afternoon for out number 2 in the inning.
Shortstop, number 16, John McDonald.
First ever doubleheader here at Chase Field. Wednesday, August 22nd. That's when the D-backs take on the Marlins at 12:40 p.m. and then 6:40 p.m. Be at both games to receive a commemorative doubleheader pin. For tickets, call 602-514-8400 or log on to dbacks.com/doubleheader.
You talk about a thing of the past is the doubleheader.
Used to be every Sunday, didn't it?
Oh, and holidays.
And every holiday.
And then Mr. Ricky started a day-night doubleheader.
Yeah.
Play a day game, run everybody out, sweep it out, and bring in the next batch. And get those 2 paid for baseball games. You could come up with them.
Ball low to John McDonald. McDonald 96 at bats on the year. He is spelling Drew today at shortstop.
Saw him take a good look at Williams. There are 2 outs here, so what he's looking for is a guy running.
One and two. Normally you would say no with the pitcher up next, but nowadays it doesn't really seem to matter anymore a lot.
Well, especially with Gibson, I tell you, as a manager, you just can't manage according to the book against him because he is very unpredictable, knows exactly what he's doing, has a game plan before, during, after, 2 weeks before, 2 weeks after. He's ready.
1 and 2 now on John McDonald. That hit the bat, goes foul.
Hope Dale Scott, the umpire, is doing okay. He took a nasty crack in the mask.
Yeah, he suffered a concussion.
Oh, when they come straight back like that, I'm telling you, it really not only hurts it. You think all your teeth are getting knocked out. You're hearing the ringing.
That little protector there is to try and protect the throat area as much as possible. Ground ball right side. Nice play by Lombardoza. They're closing out. Diamondbacks get a run of the inning without a hit. Paul Goldschmidt does it. It's 2-base error. And then he steals on the next one and comes home on a throwing error. And it's 1-0 defense. Diamondbacks get an unearned run produced by Paul Goldschmidt in the bottom of the second. Patrick Corbin now back to the third. Our third inning brought to you by Miller Lite. Visit local retailers and text road trip to the Miller Taste Team at 620-620 for your chance to win one of 3 interdivision rival flyway trips this summer. Summer is almost coming to an end here. Kids are back in school already, Joe. Baseball season's down to the 40s and games left.
It's that time of the year when you start to look at the standings and see how close you are to 500, over or under, and you start thinking. It's ironic to look at the scoreboard and see no hits for the Diamondbacks and 1 run.
And that's all due to Goldschmidt. A little help from the poor Nats defense. Outside ball 1. Of course, Washington capitalized on some Diamondback errors last night.
Well, the gifts were given out, and the Diamondbacks got one.
Yep. It's what you do with those gifts, right?
Absolutely.
Down to third. Johnson comes infield, throws high. Goldschmidt made the play there.
I tell you, defensively, he has been such a surprise. I'm not talking about Johnson, I'm talking about Goldschmidt. When you talk to him, you're really impressed with his dedication. You really are. Short hop. Had a lot of time, but watch the throw. And Paul Goldschmidt dances off like he's a paid-up member of the Arthur Murray Dance Studio. Looks nice doing it.
I thought maybe you'd go rap there, but you went with Arthur Murray. Can Johnson get there? Upton, look out, guys. Upton flags it down. Nice running catch in right center. And look where he ends up, almost over in left center field after that catch.
That's one of those plays where you got to holler, let them know where you are. It's not like the guy who said, well, didn't you hear me waving? I was waving. Young's coming over. He could make the play, but Upton runs him off it good.
And he's over closer to Kubel. Now, Corbin wanted to pitch, but he's got to wait. Upton's got another 50 yards to run before he gets back to right field. Now he's getting back there. And here's Detweiler now with 2 men out. Corbin looking sharp here at the outset.
Outfield is playing like it's a softball game. Young is very shallow in right center field. Upton is way in right field.
That's probably, Joe, the shallowest I think I've ever seen Chris Young in center in his years here.
Whoa. Don't hit anybody.
Fortunately, I think it hit a vacant seat.
Boy, I'm glad. I tell you, that little youngster that was behind me, oh, did he take a nasty crack the other night. Good little trooper, too.
Swing and a miss. Corbin 1, 2, 3 in the third inning. And he is sent down 7 in a row. Lead the Nationals 1-0, and always fun times out there at the RamTrucks.tv pool. A great place to watch a ball game, have some fun, cool off a little bit, and it's sold out each and every game here in 2012. Diamondbacks have an unearned run and a lead here. As we go to the bottom of the third inning, Russ Detweiler back to work. There you go, Joe. You like that key to the game? Don't give up.
Well, it's true. You never give up.
Well, let's take a look at what our key of the game is today. Our Kia Motors key to the game. Bronze medal. Well, you can't win the gold. You lost the first game to the Nationals. They also won the silver. They won game 2. So you got to take the bronze today as the Olympics wind up.
You've been watching too much television, Greg. You really have.
We're going to let you come up with the keys of the game. You can phone them in every night, Joe.
I come up with the ones I've heard, you know. I remember Bill Myers saying it so many times. Go out there saying, I do, and you will do it.
Not I don't, right?
I don't, you don't do it. As I said in the opening, you're going to flunk English, but you might win some games.
Patrick Corbin has 2 hits on the year, 2 for 15, facing the lefty Detweiler. And he will look at a strike. Well, the 2 errors in that last half inning for Washington, a little unusual. Their previous 7 games, they'd only totaled 1. They have the 3rd fewest errors in the National League coming into today. Corbin bunts. Didn't quite get it where he wanted it, though, and Detweiler will flip and get it. 1 down.
He came very close. He's got to laugh himself. Bunting. Can you believe that? That guy bunted on me? He's got to take a breather. He's going to take a nice slow walk back. Pitchers don't like that when they have to hustle off the mound.
So Corbin's retired.
Enjoy the game. That's what he's doing. Big leaguers are just kids inside a uniform. Campanella had it so great. He said, you just got to let the kid come out once in a while.
And we see that. Chris Young robbed of a hit his first time up, but a nice diving catch in right center by Bryce Harper. Speaking of kids,
good seats and good eats.
Yeah. Inside corner strike.
You can hear the umpire bark strike. None of them actually say strike. They all have a different way of saying it.
Some just go. That's popped up, foul back and out of play.
Dusty Bogus was one of my favorite when he called a ball. Ball well.
Ball well.
I'd say, what's a ball well? It's when it's not a strike. So as Texas talk. Ball well. But you had those guys boom out those strikes, man.
Young gets a high drive, deep left field, going over the left fielder Moore, and dives and can't get it, but it goes foul. Little base umpire Dan Iasonia waving the hands down there. Moore almost got it, and it almost stayed fair.
I tell you, he kept seeing that fence coming closer and closer when he saw that wall, and I don't blame him. And he starts to slow down a little bit here. Whoops. Came close.
Chris Young's doing a lot of running here early on in this ball game. Remember the play that Harper made? He wasn't quite sure that he had it. Was hustling around second base before he finally got the call that the out was made. And this one he was almost to second base. That ball bounces up there. We like to see that hustle. It's been a tough year for CY. He started off so well and had the injury to deal with and just hasn't hit since he's come back.
These two pitchers are pitching like they're double parked.
But again, like you said, the fielders love that.
Oh, love it. They're ready.
Fair down the line. Moore gets a ricochet, but Young will be into second base with a double. He roped that ball, and he finally got to stay at second base. Good for him. Like an umpire too, who is quick to tell you, and very expressive out there, as Iasonia was first off with a foul ball, and then a quick point indicating fair ball.
And he ran down there a couple steps too to make sure he could see the play well.
There's Aaron Hill now. Oh, Chris Young was going to go to third.
He wanted to go badly.
And he stopped because Detweiler hesitated a little longer, but never looked back at him.
They think they can run on him, obviously.
Yeah, they obviously picked something up in his watching the video. And the runner gets to second base because Goldschmidt, Joe, after he got to second on the air, he took off on the very first pitch and stole third.
He sure did.
And then came on, and the errant throw came in. Eric Young.
Underrated coach, Eric Young. I'll tell you, he really watches those pitchers, and he's got a book on all of them.
He was a great base stealer during his playing days.
Good base stealers have a system. Brock used to always say 11 strides and a slide. He would count with the pitcher. If he took 11 strides, slide. Rarely did he go in head first.
I know the Brocks, the Henderson, the Wills always thought third base was easier to steal than second.
Well, they take you for granted down there. I mean, that's what the guys told me. I don't know.
Well, you had to try and throw guys out when they were trying to steal third base.
Yeah, but I don't have guys running like me for me to throw out.
I know.
Otherwise, I'd have got a few of them. I asked him. I used to ask first baseman, please hold me on. My kids are watching.
It's in the air in the right field. I'm not happy with himself there. Morse comes in. It's a big second out with that runner not advancing anywhere, and they'll leave it up to Kubel.
Cardinals used to have good base runners and stealers. Boyer used to, for a big guy, had power. He was a good base stealer. He'd always measure the body length and an arm extended. That was the lead he would take. Body length and arm.
So in other words, drop and then reach.
Reach. Then you know where you're going. They all mark places where they can steal. Young will be able to get a pretty good lead because they're not really holding them close. The closest man would be the shortstop with the left-hand hitter because you got the second baseman protecting the hole between first and second, and Chris is getting a pretty good lead.
Kubel-wise had a big year with the home runs and the RBIs. Not happy with the strikeout total. It's at 115. And he's been working on that, trying to cut that down. He's in the hole here 0-2. And he's giving the Diamondbacks a chance this inning. Now ball, 2 strikes.
He's a quiet guy, Kubel, isn't he?
Yeah. He doesn't do a lot of talking. He's been smiling a lot, though, this year, as you might expect. What a pickup by Kevin Towers. Everybody remember was questioning, what are you going to do with those 4 outfielders? Well,
hit all those home runs, they'll find a place for you.
Nobody foresaw what the injury would do to that outfield, and of course it was unfortunate for Chris Young. There's a Tapper foul. Fortunate for the Diamondbacks, Joe, that they had a guy like Parra who could step in and play every day along with Kubel and Upton, and CY went out.
Absolutely. They had guys that you could consider them blowout patchers. You could just patch it in here, patch it in there, and they'd do a good job. Parra has played every position in that outfield.
He's watching at least at the start of the day today. Kubel's hit by a pitch. That's 2 now tonight, this afternoon. The Detweiler's hit. Kubel not happy as he goes down to first. Let's look at Detweiler's totals. How many hit batters did he have coming in here?
Nicked him on the back arm a little bit.
He hit 3 batters in 111 innings coming in. He's hit 2 today in less than 3 innings.
Well, you got to pitch inside. If you do not pitch inside, you're not going to win. You got to take control of that plate, and the only way you can take control of the plate is by pitching inside. You can't fool a hitter. This is not me talking. I'm quoting Ted Williams. You can't fool a hitter outside when he sees it, but inside you can fool him. And if you get too far inside, that's what happens.
I think if Ted Williams spoke about hitting, I'd listen.
Oh, you know, he was a funny guy. I got to tell you a story when we get a chance here. It's a quickie. I used to enjoy being around him so much.
Here's Goldschmidt now. And Goldschmidt got the Diamondbacks their run when he reached on a two-base throw there by Zimmerman. Took off on the very next pitch to steal third, stole third. When the throw sailed into left field by Suzuki, he came in to score. 0-2 count. Goldschmidt sitting on 58 runs batted in the year. Detwiler's getting that pitch count up a little bit too. He's at 63 working here in the third inning. Diamondbacks have made him work.
They've been very patient.
There's a drive into left. That's a hit. He'll score one, may get Kubel in. Depending on how Moore plays it. Picks it up. Here comes Kubel rounding third. Here comes a throw to the plate. We've got to play safe. 2-run double Goldschmidt. 3-0 Diamondbacks. And for Goldschmidt, his first 10 in his last, well, he was 0 for 16 prior to that.
That time at bat, he took two fastballs right down the middle, and that was a breaking ball, and he was ready.
And he's at 60 runs batted into the year. As both Young and Kubel come in to score, so that hit batter really hurt.
Oh. We got a chance here.
Let's hear the Ted Williams story.
When Williams was managing Washington, Frank Howard was on the club, and he hit a tremendous home run way in the upper deck, and they painted the seat. And the writer asked Williams, he said, "What's that seat painted for?" He said, "That's for Frank Howard hit a home run." He said, "Oh, that's really nice you did that." And then Williams said, "You see all those other green seats there?" He said, "Yeah. Well, that's for all the strikeouts he gave me." Oh, man. He was a zinger. He was great.
There were a lot of green seats, I guarantee you that.
Oh.
Here's a ball outside to Justin Upton.
Just a quickie. He's doing a Letterman show, and I was there with him because I called over there, and he's teaching Letterman how to swing with a mop in his hand. He said, you got to grip it. And he loved to talk hitting.
Well, again, a great hitter is going to talk hitting. I think it would behoove anybody to listen.
Oh.
Because it's not that easy. Upton into center. Harper going back. And now makes the catch. He's got a lot to learn out there in center field and in the outfield. Remember, he was a catcher originally. He ran to the spot where he thought it was going to go. Actually had to move around a little bit. But Paul Goldschmidt's double. Knocks in two, and he's given the Diamondbacks now a 3-0 lead. Today in Miami, and the former Marlin, Hanley Ramirez, had a big hand in that ball game. This 2-run single with the infield in drove in 2 of the 3 that he drove into that ball game. And the Dodgers beat the Marlins 5-0. Hanley Ramirez, one of the Dodger pickups. And we look at the West race. The Giants are underway. They're in a tight game right now with the Rockies. Diamondbacks started play today 5 behind. They're still in it, Joe.
Oh, yeah.
They're obviously going to need some help, but they got to take care of their own business.
Don't look at the other guy. Just get your job done.
All right, here we go. Danny Espinosa in the top of the order against Patrick Corbin, his second time through now, and he throws a strike. Corbin has allowed 1 base runner. That was an infield hit by Harper. But then he was erased when he was picked off. And he's got a little bit of wiggle room here, 4th inning with a 3-0 lead. Not a lot, but a little. Pretty good, solid Washington team, Joe.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I tell you, what impresses me is the hitters, the pitching. You heard about them and you read about them and you thought, well, they got pretty good pitching, but the hitting, I mean, you can go on that dugout and the bat rack, the bats are moving.
They're waiting to get into the hands of those
Wait to get
hitters.
in the hands of those guys is right.
We saw Jason Worth on the bench. He's not starting today. After this ball game, while the Diamondbacks go to St. Louis and then Houston, Washington goes on to play 3 in San Francisco.
That's going to be a dandy series. That's Jason Worth in the middle there with that beard.
There's a foul back this year. Boy, remember when he signed that big contract? Everybody's saying, what are you doing going to Washington? They're not saying that anymore, are they?
No. I love that beard. You can filter his breathing.
Everybody's got beards these days, I guess.
What's he eating? Ice cream?
Probably Power Bar.
Power bar.
Outside. 3-2.
That's the difference between the old guys and the new guys. These guys eat power bars, and you go into a bar and find 2 or 3 of the old guys reminiscing.
Steven Strasburg there at the left. Espinosa foul. I know you had a chance to talk to Mike Rizzo. What do you think about shutting down Strasburg after a certain amount of innings?
Well, I say this. I have great admiration for Mike Rizzo to be able to do that, because if he said it once, he must have said it 5 times. So Studley was with me. There's Mike Rizzo right there. It's the sole decision. He's the one that made the decision, and they made it in January.
Did a lot of research on it. Goldsmith looks like he's going to have a playing foul ground.
The interesting thing is he talked to the doctors.
Right.
He got the doctor's report, the scouts, the people, the owners, everybody. And I said, well, what if you're in the playoffs of the World Series? He said, shut him down. Yeah. I said, well, how does he feel about that? Oh, he's going to be upset. And then we asked him, anybody questioning you now? He said, yeah, go in the clubhouse. There's 10 guys waiting for me. But that's what you get paid for, make decisions. You know, like when Kevin Tower made the trade for Kubel. Who was Kubel? They thought he came out of the witness protection program, for crying out loud. And he's been a big find here.
You know, I asked Mike Rizzo about his Harper's a batter here, and he gets one at first. Goldsmith will field and gives to Corbin. There's the athleticism right there, both those young men. The play by Goldsmith, and quickly out of his glove hand, his throwing hand, and the quick flip, and Corbin was right there. Corbin's got those long strides, doesn't he?
Made a nice delicate tag with his right foot too. Just tapped it, didn't want to bend the bag or anything.
You know, I asked Mike Rizzo about maybe missing a start or two with Strasburg, or maybe cutting his innings down. He said, you know, we discussed all that. We're just going to, you know, he's going to go out there each and every 5th day. He's going to pitch his innings, and when he reaches a certain amount, that's it. He's done for the year. And I asked him the same thing like you did. What about playoffs? He said he's not going to pitch.
Well,
So-
he was adamant
Yeah.
about it.
He's getting asked that question every day, and everybody's trying to up the innings on him. And he's not budging. He's not really given the exact amount of innings he's talking about.
He's positive that Strasburg cannot pitch 180 innings. He said, he had the surgery, and he talks about the stress, especially when he throws the change of pace, how he throws it almost like a screwball and twists his arm. Love his haircut.
Yeah. And spinning around is Zimmerman. Like that on a 1-2 count.
It's hard for him, too, because he's got so many pieces of that body he has to get in the right spot before he can hit. Cock the leg, swing the bat, but he's ready. Watch him. Watch that front foot.
Swing and a miss, and Patrick Corbin has struck out 4. All of a sudden, he's set down 10 in a row. And he's got a 3-0 lead as he walks off the field here. Diamondbacks come to bat. Miller time later in today's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Today's broadcast is on AFN, the American Forces Network, broadcasting to the U.S. Armed Forces, serving in 175 countries and aboard ships at sea. They're watching around the world in Iraq, Germany, Italy, Southwest Asia, South Korea, and Japan. And we welcome you and we salute you. Thanks for tuning in.
And we think about you.
Yes, sir.
And we appreciate you.
Pretty good ball game for the Diamondbacks thus far. They are up 3-0. They come to bat here in the 4th. Montero hit by a pitch his first time up. He'll be followed by Chris Johnson and John McDonald. Detweiler's hit 2. Both left-handed hitters. A drive hit to pretty deep left, but it's going to be caught by Moore. Let's go downstairs to Brad Steinke. Brad.
Well, Miggy got drilled by Detweiler that last at bat, and this last at bat he had a little elbow pad right there, and earlier he took off his shirt in the dugout to show his teammates a big red welt on the side of his body. Here's where it bounced off, and his teammates were impressed with the battle scar right there. But part of it, I think he likes to take his shirt off. He's dropped about 20 pounds this season. He has really been active in the weight room and really in probably the best shape of his pro career. But Miggy's quite a competitor.
Let me tell you something, Brad. You don't have to go to the weight room to lose 20 pounds if you're catching every day.
You know that all too well.
Oh, yeah. In fact, I remember that body long time ago.
especially with those sinker ball pitchers, right?
Oh, and 55-foot curveballs.
Yeah.
That's what gets you.
There you go. Chris Johnson struck out first time up. The Diamondbacks have one unearned run here against the Nationals today. There's a foul out of play. And coming into this ballgame, Washington had allowed only 28 unearned runs all year, the fewest in the National League. So to capitalize on one of their miscues, that's doing something. The Diamondbacks did that. There's Goldschmidt a little early, making it happen. Gio Gonzalez, 14 wins. I don't know what is it with these national players today, but it seems like every time we've tried to get a shot of a specific player, somebody will pop his head in front of him or put his foot up like we just saw the other. There's Gio. It's like they're looking. There you go again.
Maybe they got to deal with the shoe manufacturer.
Yeah. Johnson into right center field. That ball's pretty well struck, but Harper and Morse, and they almost collide. And throw it back in. Okay. 2 outs.
Harper's pretty exciting out there now. It looks like they're going to have a collision. Right fielder's calling for it, but he's waving is what he's doing. I got it. I got it. Well, you got it. Catch it.
Now, Bryce Harper's 6'4", big man. I would not want to collide with Michael Morse.
No.
He's bigger.
He was there, but I didn't see him moving. I mean, his lips were not moving. But he'd have the right of way if I was playing.
Yeah. You want it, you take it, big
Oh,
man.
yeah. You want to make a left turn? Go ahead.
Morse is wrapping himself up there. I'm surprised he gets his glove on in time when that pitch is being made.
He's wrapping himself up. What's he going to do, a mummy act?
Get out of play. Hit by John McDonald.
There used to be a problem hollering in the outfield when you had the first wave of Latino players coming in. And the other fella chasing the ball was speaking English, and they both hollered in their native language.
I could see that.
Oh, man, you pick them up with a tweezer.
There's a chopper over the pitcher's head. Espinosa, though, gets a nice hop, throws on McDonald. And the Diamondbacks are down in order as we played 4. Patrick Corbin has been very sharp here this afternoon. He'll go back out in the 5th with a 3-0 lead. Brought to you in part by Mazda. We believe if it's not worth driving, it's not worth building. By McDonald's. I'm loving it. And by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. Not many prettier places in Sedona, Arizona.
Boy, oh boy. Is that beautiful?
Red Rock Country.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Probably a little cooler up there right now, too, than it is here. What do you think?
They don't have those dust storms we've been getting. Wow.
Boy, we've had some hot times here, haven't we? Ooh. Of course, we don't know. We haven't been home very long, but
you're home 3 days. What do you want? A vacation?
Well, Patrick Corbin's rolling, and he goes to work here in the fifth, having thrown first pitch strikes to 9 of the 12 he's faced. Only one hit, an infield hit by Bryce Harper, the second batter of the ballgame. He was immediately picked off. He got 4, 5, and 6 here. Morse, LaRoche, and Moore. There's a good strike. Swinging a foul at the plate. 4 strikeouts for Corbin. Strikeouts, I don't know, Joe. The big power hitters, Adam Dunn's already struck out 160 times, 66 times this year. And that's an area where it seems like the numbers are going up more and more.
Well, I saw a statistic about strikeouts. Joe Sewell, who's a Hall of Famer. To me, it's amazing.
Nice play by McDonald. And he avoided a collision with Chris Johnson on the ball hit just behind third by Michael Morse.
Made a good play. Just let the sure man catch it is what he's telling them. That Joe Sewell statistic, Greg. 1 strikeout every 192 strike at bats. 1 out of 192. And in 1932, he struck out 3 times. Okay.
All year.
Yeah. 576 at bats. He used the same bat all year.
That's amazing. 3 times.
I used to do that in a game. Took him a whole year to do it. Boy, oh boy.
Ball inside on Adam LaRoche, who struck out looking his first time up. 11 in a row, so down by Corbin now. And a ground ball to first. Goldschmidt to the bag, out number 2, 12 in a row. Well, the difference in Corbin, Joe, when he first came up, he even admitted I think I was a little nervous. First time up in the big leagues, I was maybe not pitching to contact like I needed to. Went back down, came back up, pitched very effectively in relief. Now that he's come up this third time, he's had 3 really good starts.
Look at his pitch count.
50.
I mean, he's been very economical and he's been very effective. And there's Charles Nagy, the pitching coach, an unsung hero as far as I'm concerned. He knows his business.
Tyler Moore takes the ball outside. I'd say Corbin belongs up here now, and I think he knows that. And it's all about a confidence level that a player will get. And he is a very confident young man right now, pitching very well here this afternoon.
He's in that category. He knows he can do it. Some players hope they can do it, and other players don't know what's going on. He knows he belongs. And that's inside. That's supreme confidence.
Nice pitch there. He's mixing. I mean, he's bringing the ball in on hitters. He's staying. He's nibbling on the outside corner, getting ahead, throwing strike 1 consistently. Go out of play.
You know, when you get right down to it, Greg, you don't really get an out on a strike. You get an out on a pitch that looks like a strike. And that's what he's doing, and you do that by making yourself effective pitching inside. You know, Bob Gibson, I'll give you the middle of the plate. I want the inside corner and the outside corner. Of course, he never threw down the middle.
No. There's a drive to left. Kubel got it. Hardest hit ball against Corbin, but it was a line out. 1-2-3 again, and he set down 13 straight Nationals.
Bottom of the fifth here at Chase Field. The D-backs leading the Nationals 3-0 despite having only 2 hits there. The former Reno Aces, Ryan Wheeler on the right and Jake Elmore to the left. And you might remember when Ryan Wheeler made it to the big leagues, he had a pretty thick mane of hair, but that went away rather quickly. I think J.J. Putz had something to do with that. It's our Geico quote of the game. Jake Elmore knows that his hair might not last for all that long.
I did. I saw what happened to his hair, so I was. He's already warned me, so I don't know how long you're going to have that hair, Jake, but we'll see. We'll see. I told him, I said I didn't manicure or care about mine as near as much as you did yours, so I said maybe my hair won't be a target.
So apparently the ball carries in AAA Reno and the hair grows fairly well as well up there, but it's pretty amazing. Ryan Wheeler's hair has a Twitter account. It's Wheeler's Mane. And it tweeted out the fact that welcome to the big leagues, and that Jake should be on the lookout for his hair to be the victim of maybe J.J. Putz and some barber shears very soon. Welcome to the club, J. Elmo 6. That is some pretty sick hair. So pretty amazing. These guys are up in the big leagues for just a little while, and they've got a Twitter account. And there's J.J. You know, he likes a nice short cropped hair. He's got the little soul patch there, but Ryan Wheeler and his big hair did not last very long at the big league level, guys.
All right, thank you, Brad.
Joe, what do you make of that?
I say that people who wear hair in the daytime are overdressed.
What do you think? Garagio's Mane.
That's right, yeah. I tell you, some guys really worry about their hair. I did for a while, but
Not very long?
Oh, Mike Rizzo's the same way. I mean, the guy said, "You're really bald." I said, "Sure I am." I said, "You think I stayed up at midnight with a tweezer and pulled it out?" Look at all those nice bald heads. And we're third in the country, I want you to know, for nice guys and bald heads. Look at those beautiful. Look at that beauty. Hall of Fame head there. Oh, man.
Chris Young draws a 4-pitch walk here with 1 out in the 5th inning.
Who was the cameraman on that shot, man? Yeah. Judd, Nicky, Toby, Ollie. Okay, you guys got lifetime jobs in my book. I'll tell you that. Our statistician Kurt is just smiling over there.
Yeah.
Because he's got a head like most of us.
So base runner Young now for Aaron Hill, who's 0 for 2 against Detweiler. Ball 1.
He's got a big hole between first and second because for the right-hand batter, 1 out, shortstop's got to protect that hole. And here comes a talk. Who is that?
Steve McCaddy, their pitching
McCaddy,
coach.
yeah, I thought it was Vic Davey for a minute. He just wants to talk to him.
Rick Stammen is up loosening. Right-hander. He pitched in the ball game here on Friday. We'll get back to strikeouts just briefly. Your old buddy Yogi. You know the most strikeouts he had in any one season, Joe?
I know there'd be few.
38.
Well, that was
That's
him.
all.
Well, he didn't like the baseball. He wanted to hurt it. Every time it came, he hit it. Oh, he was a good hitter as a kid, Greg. I mean, there was no doubt he was going to go to the big leagues and be a big star.
And he was.
Oh, was he ever? He's doing okay, too, by
Good.
the way. I talked to him the day before yesterday.
All right, McCaddy got his say-in to Detweiler in the throw over. Diamondbacks off to your old stomping grounds after this one, St. Louis, Missouri. Take on the Cardinals.
Great city.
I think we'll probably take a trip to the Hill while we're there.
Yeah.
Outside here, Detweiler right now, Joe, just can't find the strike zone. That's 6 straight after he retired Corbin on a fly ball to start the inning. It's Miswit.
He's had pretty good control all game.
Ball 3. Well, let's take a look at our high-speed pitch brought to you by CenturyLink. Get an idea what Detweiler and Corbin are dishing up there today. 94-93. Corbin has been brilliant here today through 5. Here's a strike finally. I know this much, Joe. Diamondbacks would like to give him some more runs to work with here. Just take more and more pressure off of him.
Absolutely. Brooks Lawrence was right. The way to be a great pitcher is more runs.
Hill, it's a shot to center, left center field, and that ball will get down. They can't come up with it. Here comes Young, turning third, racing to the plate. Here's the throw. He is in. RBI double for Aaron Hill. The Diamondbacks lead it 4-0. Ball fooled me a little bit as far as what happened there. I thought that ball was hanging up, and I thought Harper might get it.
He was getting close to it, but the ball was really well hit. And I don't know if you noticed it if you were watching the TV that closely, but Detweiler, he showed some disgust with himself right before this pitch. And they're both chasing it. Got out to look at Young. He's running hard all the way. No way they're going to get him.
So Chris Young in that leadoff spot has scored a couple today with a double and a walk. Aaron Hill's got an RBI. 4-0 now. As the Diamondbacks have their third hit of the afternoon. Two and 0 on Kubel. This might be the final hitter for Detweiler with Goldschmidt and Upton next. And Stammen in the pen again, loosening. Oh, right back at Detweiler, who makes the catch. Wow. Self-defense.
Oh, man, was he lucky. They ought to go out and talk to him just to visit and break the mood because it was right. It looked like it right in his face.
Wow.
Man, that ball was hit. Watch that ball.
My goodness. His heart right now is in his throat.
Or his back pocket, one of the two, I'm telling you.
Right at his head.
Right at his head. They went out. They're out there talking to him. They're not saying much of anything. Well, he's going to make a pitching change.
Well, Davey Johnson's going to go get the right-hander here. Stammen to face Goldschmidt. And we'll take a break. Diamondbacks up 4-0 here over the Nationals as we play in the 5th inning.
Fans in the second inning. The game today.
Got the Diamondbacks a run in the 2nd inning and drove into in the 3rd inning. His seasonal ranks among National League first basemen, 2nd in average. He's right there in all the big categories, the offensive slugging categories, right at the top of the heap in the National League. Trying to drive in Hill here with 2 men out against the new Nationals pitcher Craig Stammen. And outside, ball 1. Stammen's 43rd game. Got a strike over. Well, this rally started with a walk and the RBI double by Hill. Goldschmidt's double that produced the 2 runs, his 34th two-base hit of the year. Anytime the Diamondbacks score 6 runs or more, Taco Bell gives away 3 free tacos with the purchase of a large drink between 4 and 6 p.m. the following day at participating locations. Need those tacos, Joe. Another strike. Same spot, same result. Strasburg went 6 the other night. Edwin Jackson 5 2/3, and now Detweiler here today 4 2/3. Ground ball back up the middle center field. Here comes Hill, a score without a throw, and Goldschmidt drives in his 3rd of the day. And the Diamondbacks now lead at 5-0.
Tell you, he's an amazing hitter. He took those first 2 pitches for strikes and waited on the pitch that looked like it was on the outside corner and hit it right back up the middle. Didn't try to do too much. Put the bat on the ball and knocked in a run.
A run is charged to Detweiler. Remember, Goldschmidt came into this ball game having gone 0 for his last 16. Actually 0 for 15. First time up, reached on an error and then stole a bag and came in on an error. The double and a single. 3 runs batted in his last 2 trips to the plate. Upton is swing and a miss. So the 5 runs given up by Detweiler, 4 of those were earned. Upton's line to right field, and he is flied to center. Draw throw and get back in.
Boy, when you see the stolen bases, like we just saw him on that, what do you call those things they put up there?
The little runner there.
The runner. It's very impressive.
Yeah.
11 stolen bases. This is a power hitter. This is a big hitter, Goldschmidt.
Fans not happy with Stammen here, but he's concerned about Goldschmidt.
Should be.
Goldschmidt now over 60 RBIs on the year with his 3 today, 61 total.
You know Justin's hitting, even though he's looking down at Matt Williams. He wants to know if anything's going on with Goldschmidt. You got 2 men out. You wouldn't think so because you got a power hitter up there. But it's a very unpredictable club and a good club to watch, these Diamondbacks.
5-0 they are leading here, and the count on Justin Upton goes to 2 balls and a strike. There are 2 men out. Big 2-out hit for Goldschmidt. 2 in the inning. Upton looking for a 2-out knock here.
A lot of room in left center.
And he hits one fair down the line and left. Goldschmidt turns second, Moore over to get it. Here comes Goldschmidt rounding third. They're going to wave him. Here he comes. No throw. RBI double Upton. 6-0 Diamondbacks. Tell you what, for a big guy, Goldschmidt can run. That was good to see there from Upton.
Oh, he puts his head down and just goes until he picks up the coach. He picked up Williams very early and just kept motoring along. That ball was well hit. No way he can make a play on that one. Look at how hard he's running, and he's not taking any chances.
Big old cricket number this inning, Joe.
Oh, yeah.
3 of them. And we have tacos.
Well, you wanted them.
Yeah, we got them. Taco Bell gives away 3 free tacos. Purchase a large drink between 4 and 6 p.m. tomorrow. Participating locations with the 6 runs on the board here. You don't see many first basemen that can score all the way from first base on a double down the left field line.
Well, first and third base supposed to be your power hitters. I tell you, this guy is a power hitter, good runner.
He's a smart baseball player. Another hit from Montero, another run. Stammen has really added some fuel to the fire here. Let's see if Miggy goes for 3. Now he's going to stop at 2. He got his triple the other night. He was thinking about it. A 4-run inning and a 7-0 Diamondback lead. Just keeps driving in runs, doesn't he, Joe?
Keeps driving in runs, and I tell you, we talked about no gifts today, and the Diamondbacks, they got those outfielders running. Harper's getting a workout out there. Iggy's happy. Don Baylor puts his hands up and say, what's, you know, I told you to do that, and you get a base hit.
And did you see Ian next to him, Ian Caddy, saying, yeah, stay right there at second.
Don Baylor, what a player he was.
You know, for a big power hitter, we're talking about strikeouts. He was a guy that didn't strike out a lot.
No.
Big power hitter.
Hit by
Yeah.
pitch ball, though.
0-2 now on Chris Johnson. Well, much better results, at least here in the 5th inning. This ball game today, Diamondbacks up 7-0. They put a 4 spot on the board here. Trying to salvage one game against the Nationals. Getting out on the road trip. Into the dirt. And down to third goes Montero. Wild pitch.
Doesn't look like the same ball club, that Washington club, but don't take them for granted. You know, you still got some innings to play. Keep heading on.
Good production all up and down the order. The 7 runs that have been scored here today, all by the 1 through 5 hitters in the lineup. A couple runs both for Young and Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt's driven in 3. And Johnson strikes out. He's 0 for 3, but the Diamondbacks send 8 to the plate. They get 4, and they pad their lead. We'll head to the 6th inning. Young Patrick Corbin will go out there after the bats explode in the 5th, getting 4, and it's now Diamondbacks 7, Nationals nothing. Well, no doubt the bats have been alive, but it's been the Patrick Corbin show. This is the only hit. You could argue maybe an error, but Corbin has mowed down 13 in a row. He's allowed only 1 hit over the 5 innings and 4 strikeouts in the ball game, and getting over to cover first base. Heck of a performance so far here, Joe.
Yes, sir. And I'll tell you, even that toss was made by Goldschmidt. Showed him the ball and flipped it up so he could see it and make an easy play out of it.
Ball outside here to Kurt Suzuki. It's 7, 8, and 9 in the order. He's faced a minimum through 5 innings.
Boy, that base hit is questionable.
Yeah, especially where you are in the game right now. That's outside for a ball. And if you look at that line score up there for the Nationals, you don't see it very often. No runs, 1 hit, 2 errors, nobody left on base. 5 innings into a ball game. Well, he's 3-0 on the hitter. Suzuki grounded out to the third baseman, Chris Johnson, first time up. Second 3-ball count on a batter. 3-1 now.
You better be ready when he pitches.
10 of 16 first pitch strikes in this game. Into right. Upton has it. Nice readjustment there by Justin as that ball started to take off a little bit on him, but glided back, made the catch. 14 in a row sit down by Corbin.
Second baseman, Steve Lombardozzi.
Now Steve Lombardozzi with a line drive that Upton corralled his first time up.
Feel sorry for him if you have to sign autographs for a name like Lombardozzi. Practically needs a basketball.
Well, the guy you should really feel sorry for is playing in Boston, Saltalamacchia.
Oh.
And how about, yeah, Solidifying even fits further around the jersey than that.
Yeah, but that could be a plus. You know, if you were playing in outside, no dome stadium and rain, you could spend the afternoon reading the back of his jersey. Or playing Sudoku or whatever that game is.
Sudoku.
There, look at that.
Yeah.
4 letters. Hill.
2 out. 15 in a row sit down by young Patrick Corbin. He is pitching a gem here, folks. And now up to the plate. Craig Stammen's going to be allowed to bat for himself in a 7-0 ball game. I'm sure Davey Johnson heading out to San Francisco. Not one to use up a boatload of pitchers here. Stammen takes a strike.
Still throwing first pitch strikes. Look at that. Zeros all the way down except for Harper.
And there's a bat toss at third base or shortstop. Down lead fields that.
One of these days they can bat fly out there and the infield is going to throw it to first base.
Seemed not bad with foul bag. He took a good hack at it. Swing the bat a little bit, can he?
Man, he took a real good hack at that one. And she got it.
Well, that probably got the attention of Patrick Corbin, too, on an 0-2 count.
Yeah. Throw another curveball at him. Give him a Mr. Charlie.
Swing and a miss. Corbin is sent down 16 straight. Only 1 base runner allowed. He's faced the minimum through 6 here, and it's 7-0 Diamondbacks. By Sanderson Ford. A lot of kids here watching a 7-0 Diamondbacks lead and some excellent pitching from young Patrick Corbin in this ball game. Our AT trivia question for you here on a Sunday afternoon. John McDonald leading off. Here it is. Only Expos Nationals pitcher to win 20 games in a season. All right, we'll think about that. Remember, the Expos left Montreal and headed to Washington. And McDonald, a strikeout victim of Stammen here to start the bottom of the 6th. Well, Ninja Turtles are here at the ballpark today. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Did you ever broadcast in that Jerry Park in Montreal?
Not Jerry Park, but Olympic Stadium, yes. They have a big swimming pool well beyond. It was in like a park setting, wasn't it?
Yeah. Some happy fans.
And they had Expos jerseys on, old Expos jerseys. Old Montreal cap. Patrick Corbin, an 0-2 count. Last time up, Corbin flied out to left field. He is 0 for 2 in the ball game. He's done his talking on the mound today. He's been outstanding here. And you could really argue the only base runner should have been an error. He strikes out. 2 quick outs here in the 6th.
It's about as neat a scorecard as I've ever had.
Yeah, it's not a whole lot going on in that Washington club. At least through 6 today. That's all right. They didn't have enough damage in the first 2 games. They scored 15 runs and had 21 hits. That's their limit. Young takes a strike. He's done well in the leadoff spot today, Joe. Chris Young, couple of runs scored, a double and a walk.
Well, you got to keep rooting for him. The other night when he got kicked out of the game was pure frustration.
No doubt about it.
I mean, you know, he just wasn't hitting. And he,
culmination of the whole season.
Just blew up, that's all.
Oh boy, he hit that ball hard, but foul.
Pulled the trigger a little bit too fast, but
those numbers look a lot better.
Oh yeah. You stop to think about it. Goldschmidt scoring in the 2nd inning, and they did not get a hit until the 3rd inning. That was a big boost.
No doubt.
No gifts. They made that run.
Maybe he's got the clean shave look again.
I don't know if it's a statue or him, though.
Saw the eyes blink. Gave it away. And gets one foul back.
Well, you talk about a guy that lives, dies baseball. That's it. Right-hand man is Alan Trammell.
And he draws the walk, so he's on for the 3rd time.
Here's that young ejection. He was gone the minute that bat hit the ground. Gibson turns wrestler.
First and only career ejection for Chris Young, but as you said, it was just a culmination of what has gone wrong this year. What started out so positive and then turned into the injury. Sidelined him for a month, and since he's come back, he just hasn't swung the bat consistently. He has really struggled at the plate. There's a strike to Aaron Hill.
He's such a friendly guy, too. Every time I get on the bench, which I consider a privilege, he and Upton, Montero, my 3 guys, we have our meeting.
Hill an RBI double in the 5th inning, and then he scored one of the 4 of the Diamondbacks. And then looked a little high, but called a strike by DJ Rayburn. 1-2 on Hill. Ground ball down to third. Went to second to Lombardosi for the force on Young to end the inning. No runs, a man left. Will head the 7th. Patrick Corbin back to work. He's been great here today.
And get home safe. With great beer comes great responsibility.
Let's get our answer to our AT&T trivia question. The only Nationals Expos pitcher to win 20 in a season. Ross Grimsley. 20-11 in 1978.
Greg, I'm going to give you a little bit of philosophy that I just read.
All right. Just read it. Okay.
As we go through life, when it happens, we will all be trivia questions.
That ball is now going to be caught out there. And Danny Espinosa gets the first good knock for the Nationals. And that snaps the streak of 16 in a row set down by young Patrick Corbin. A leadoff double for the Nationals here in the 7th inning. Kind of a questionable hit in the 1st inning. Could have been an error, but this is a clean hit. And split the outfielders in right and center.
You know, with the score 7-0, not going to wait for a base on balls. They jumped on the first pitch, and Corbin's going to try to get ahead of him, so they're looking fastball, and he got it.
And now Harper, who had that hit, infield hit. Well, Washington, their last 9 games coming into this one against left-handers, hitting .366 with 15 extra base hits, but today only 2 for 19 overall against Patrick Corbin. Chop foul. Out. 6th strikeout for Harper, or excuse me, for Corbin of Harper. His first strikeout of the afternoon.
Zimmerman's got an interesting swing because he has so many. But look at it, pigeon-toed stance. Up goes the leg. It's got to be perfect for him to be ready. The bat is in a good position. With all that goes on, I mean, the least little thing that he doesn't do right, and you're going to get the wrong time if you compare it to a watch or a clock. But boy, he does it right a lot of times.
I was just going to say, Joe, if you look at his career numbers, he's done it a lot
yeah.
right a lot more than he's done it wrong.
What that says is, once you get comfortable, stay with it. He's got the basic, the bat's in a good position, good quick bat. He doesn't sweep at it like he's got a broom in his hands.
There's a foul back and out of play. Corbin working here in the 7th inning. He has not really had a stressful inning. This is his first. He's only at 74 pitches. Only 20 balls thrown all afternoon.
That's amazing. That's pitching. That's not throwing. That is pitching.
Yeah, man, trying to put a stop to this 2-game skid for the Diamondbacks and salvage a game over Washington. Yeah, Montero been on the same page all afternoon. He did that last time Zimmerman was up. Ended up striking him out. Ran one in on him.
Montero warms up the pitcher before the game, and he doesn't just catch 5 or 6 pitches. He wants to know what the pitcher brings out of the bullpen for the game, what he thinks at that time is the pitcher's best pitch, which is the important thing a catcher has to do. There are more catchers, and this is not my thing, it's from a noted baseball man who says that the home team catcher will get his pitcher out of the game more than the opposition because he doesn't know what his best pitch is. It may be his fastball, but that day it's not. You have to find out early. And Montero, that's why he goes down there. He doesn't take many chances.
Zimmerman, a base hit, and the run will come to the plate. Kubal's going to throw, and it bounces a couple of times. Run in, and the Nationals are on the board at 7-1. RBI hit by Zimmerman.
There goes that bat. Look at the leg going up. He's ready, and watch the swing. Oh. Good follow through.
He's a good RBI guy.
Yes, he is.
65 on the year for him.
And running at first base, number 6, Cesar Izturis.
And Cesar Izturis is going to go in and run for it. Over at first. Here's Michael Morse now. It was 0 for 2 against Corbin.
See, they're walking up there hacking on at first pitch. They're not giving in an inch. So what you have to do, these are the kind of innings when you got a pretty good sized lead, 7-1. Don't just say, well, I can throw my fastball and maybe he'll pop it up. You got to pitch like it's a 1-0 ball game.
Oh, good pitch there, but did not get the call from home plate umpire DJ Rayburn. Oh, those cotton candy days.
For all the people and players in this park, that kid's having the best year.
Ground ball back up the middle, base hit. The Nationals' 3rd time around now. His Tourist will end on the 3rd without a throw. It's trying to get to Corbin a little bit here in the 7th inning. It's 3 hits.
Somebody's going to go out and talk to him, I would think, or at least motion something. They got a signal to have a meeting.
Nagy on the phone to Sherlock in the bullpen. The bullpen will start to go to work here. Well, the one thing you don't want is a decent inning here for Washington where they put 3 or 4 up.
Absolutely. What you got to do now, and Nagy walks out there taking his time, buying some time, number 1 for the bullpen, and hoping to settle down. The meeting is nothing more. There's no strategy going on here.
4 more since a 10-game hitting streak. Thought he had a 18-game hitting streak coming into this series, but 8 days after he thought he had a single against Philadelphia, they changed the official scoring and gave Jimmy Rollins an error on the play, and that dropped that hitting streak that he had caught. But he's still in 9 straight, now 10. All right, Nagy had his say at the mound. Here is Adam LaRoche.
I think Corbin's in control. I mean, he's still got, he looked at his middle infielders and said, who's covering? He got that. He'll bear down here against LaRoche.
LaRoche is struck out looking and tapped to first base in the ballgame. So Washington now with 4 hits on the day. It was a long stretch though where they didn't even get a base runner.
But they're still swinging that bat and swinging it hard.
Yeah, they won't quit. Coburn comes in, a tag by Torres. There's a catch. Here comes the throw to the plate. We got a play. Montero can't come up with it. Would have had him, but Montero couldn't come up with it, and that would have skipped away as Torres slid in. I would have had him had he been able to field it cleanly.
I don't know if that was a short hop or not. I really couldn't see it from here.
Coburn put it right on the money.
That was a good throw.
It's sacrifice fly for LaRoche.
It's a 2-bouncer. Montero was right there, but just couldn't make the play.
So what would have been a 12th assist for Kubel instead turns into a Washington run. 7-2 ball game now, and Tyler Moore will be the hitter.
You're still out of Grand Slam territory, but you're getting awful close to it.
They want to stop the bleeding right here and now. Moore's fly to center, line to left, takes the ball up high. Corbin's longest stint coming into today's game had been 7 innings, trying to get through 7 here. He had 7 innings against San Francisco back on May 11th. Swing and a miss. That was a 5-1 win for him and the Diamondbacks. Allowed 3 hits and 1 run in that game with no walks and 4 strikeouts. Two balls and a strike. Big swing.
You just saw Trammell Gib there. He's going through some signs right now. He's always next to Gibson. There are things that you have signs for, like throwing over the first base, slide step for the pitcher, and stuff like that. Montero communicating, just shake me off. He stared him down, and now they're on the same page. To anything you see a coach do could be a signal. They're simple things. They're not anything fancy about it. That could be something.
Swing and a miss. 7th strikeout of the ballgame for Corbin. So he matches his high, setting his last start. He comes off the mound. Fans behind the dugout on their feet. It's 7-2 Diamondbacks. Our game summary and big four spot in the 5th inning, and Patrick Corbin, Paul Goldschmidt, big stars in this ball game today. A 7-2 Diamondbacks lead as we go to play in the bottom of the 7th inning here at Chase Field. And first up, we got to show you a former Diamondback playing third base here, Chad Tracy. He takes over, and Cesar Torres, who pinch ran for Zimmerman, stays in, and he takes over at shortstop. Well, we're joined in the booth by Todd Walsh. He'll have a brief post-game show for us, and then some big 10th inning.
Yes, the 10th inning, another edition of it debuts right after the post-game show. Joe doesn't want me here, by the way. I'm taking up his airtime. I can just tell that look on his face was, what are you doing here?
He's listening intently, Todd.
I can't wait for this show because there's a lot of cooking involved, if you can believe that. JJ Putz is actually over coaching Willie's cooking and some practical jokes. As you know, he's one of those guys, Joe. Someone wrote, I don't know who said it, that baseball's a funny game. Ever hear that phrase before?
Oh, yeah.
You know where that came from.
Yeah.
Well, that means there's funny guys, and JJ's, as you guys know, a guy that keeps it very loose around the Arizona Diamondbacks. So we paid a visit to coaching Willie's. Also, we had a chance to sit down and interview Aaron Hill on the road in Los Angeles in his home state of California. Jack Magruder talked to him. The humility that Aaron Hill brings to the table is so obvious as he sort of tells his story of his life and times in baseball. And then we go to the home, just like I went to your house and hung out.
Spent a weekend
I
there.
know. Joe Borowski, our post-game and pre-game analyst, we went to his house. He's a wonderful cook, believe it or not. But we wanted to tell his story. And Joe, I know that you can appreciate Joe Borowski's story because this is a guy that came back not once, not twice, but more than 3 times from the scrap heap in Major League Baseball. If you look at his baseball card, if they had room, they don't have room to put his Major League numbers and his minor league numbers. It's amazing. It's a story of perseverance. So we had a chance to tell Joe's story because I really wanted to do that because he brings so much to the table, and it's a fascinating journey. In 1 year alone, in 2000, he pitched for an independent team, that team in Newark, and in Monterrey, Mexico, and still came back and wound up with 30-plus save seasons for the Cubs, the Marlins, and the Indians. So that's what we're doing.
You got to like that.
Yeah, he's a good man.
That's perseverance right there, bro.
Oh,
No doubt
yes,
about
sir.
it. By the way, isn't Aaron Hill from Visalia?
Yes, he is.
Which, ironically, with the Diamondbacks, that coincides there. It's going to be out number 2.
There's an out here in center field. Guys, I did bring a clip. Joe, you taught me that when you were on the Tonight Show.
Always got to bring something to the party.
I brought a clip of JJ Putz in the Culinary Festival at Coach and Willie.
If you were a position player, what would you be?
Probably want to be a catcher. Be in the action every pitch. The only problem is I can't hit, so there's really no chance of that ever happening.
How many at-bats have you had in your
Zero.
life? 0, really?
In the big leagues,
Never
yeah.
accidentally
no,
got
high
in
school
there?
and stuff I hit, but
Well,
I
of
wasn't
course,
very...
Major leagues, though?
Nope.
Huh. Interesting.
Nope. Hope
No
I
desire
never do.
for
No desire.
The thing I like about the show, Joe and Greg and Joe, I know you think I'm kidding.
I'm not. Why do you keep picking on me?
Because you've taught me so much.
You're giving me a complex.
Oh, no, I love it. You know. Chad Tracy with a nice play over there. And a lot of fun now. But the thing I like the most about the show as we go to a break, Joe, is we have time to tell stories.
That's what it's
and
all
the
about.
access, and that's what I got for you. That's why I love it.
And you do it so well.
Hey, you got 3 outs real quick, too. I like that.
I love it. I'll see
He'll
you
be back right after the game.
Come on.
In the 10th inning. capitalize on what's been given them by Washington here today. And they got great pitching from young Patrick Corbin. Let's get to our Nissan textbook question. Should Gracie's Racer get credit? The Legends race win last night. 66% of you say yeah, 34% say no. So I thought it'd be more like 98% yes, but we have those who say no, but it still wins at 66%. And Matt Albers comes on, recently acquired from the Boston Red Sox by Kevin Towers. And he's going to go up against the bottom third of the order. That'll be Suzuki, and then Lombardozzi, and then the pitcher's spot. Well, Joe, Patrick Corbin's afternoon is completed here. What a game the youngster pitched, huh?
Yes, sir. He was in complete control, even when he gave up a couple runs.
5 consecutive 1, 2, 3 innings, and at one stretch, Patrick Corbin set down 16 in a row. Ended up striking out 7. In line for his 4th win of the year. Two 2-0 the count here.
And just out of habit, you know, none of the infielders or outfielders, for that matter, kind of fell into a thing of, well, he's pitching so well, and kind of laid back. They were all ready.
Foul back. Albers can get it up there.
I like the way Gibson puts these guys in, too. He just got him. Hey, you came to work, didn't you? Get in there. Do the job.
5th outing for Arizona. Ball 3. 3-1. No walks here. Corbin did not issue a walk in his 7 innings of work.
No gifts. That's what a base on balls is, especially in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning. I mean, it is a gold-edged gift certificate.
There's a line drive off the glove of Johnson. Scrambles for it, but won't have a play. And the leadoff man on Suzuki here to start this 8th inning. Johnson charged with an error. First of the day for the Diamondbacks. And now Lombardozzi. Corbin was able to retire twice. That's something the Diamondbacks coming into this ball game had not been able to do against this kid. He had 4 hits in the ball game on Friday night, scored 4 runs. Then turned around last night, had a couple of hits and scored a run. A 1-0. Popped up. Young coming in center. Has it. Play Kachingo by signing up at one of the 16 interactive kiosks right here at Chase Field during any Arizona Diamondbacks regular season home game.
Pinch hitting for Greg Stanton, number 2,
Roger Bernardino is going to come up and pinch hit.
You pull that infield in. This guy can fly.
Did you happen to see the game-saving catch he made against Houston the other night?
No, I didn't see it.
It was unbelievable. It would have scored the tying and winning runs in the ball game, and he caught it and crashed into the fenced area there in the bullpen in left center field, and saved Washington. Got him a win. Popped up. Young's going to have his second play of this inning. Keep hitting to him, and it'll be a nice, easy finish to this one. 2 out. And now the former Diamondback, Chad Tracy. And he gets a smattering of applause.
brings it home what I said before. In a couple of years, we'll all be trivia questions. I mean, here's a kid that had some pretty good years in this ballpark.
Yeah. He had an abductor injury earlier this season. He takes a ball 0 in. Well, here's a situation where Trace last year played in Japan. Wanted to come back and see if he could hook up with a major league team. And Mike Rizzo, having been here in Arizona, very familiar with Tracy, gave him an invite to the spring. He made the ball club. And he's hit .268 with 3 home runs, 12 runs batted in. He's been a pretty good pinch hitter for him. Gives him a bat off the bench. He's 7 for 22 as a pinch hitter with a home run and 9 runs batted in. That's a strike. 2-1.
Tracy didn't think so.
Tracy's best year here, Joe, was 2005 when he hit .308 with 27 homers and 72 runs batted in.
I remember that year.
.281 the following year and scored 91 runs for the D-backs. 2-2 count. Albert's allowed to, well, the first man reached on an error. He's retired the next 2 on fly balls to Young. And ball 4, he wants Tracy. That puts a couple of guys on now. It'll bring up Bryce Harper. Could get a little dicey here. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to take advantage of new low pricing and to see every D-backs out of market game live online and on your favorite devices in HD quality. Visit dbacks.com to order. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. That's always a grab line right there. Take advantage of new low pricing. Yeah. Harper could make this one really interesting. That was the first walk issued by a Diamondback pitcher today. Instead, it's popped up. Going out is McDonald. Cooper coming on. McDonald makes the catch in front of Cooper. And that will retire the side. So Alvarez pitches around an air and a walk, and we'll head to the bottom of the 8th. 7-2 D-backs. Tools of the trade presented by Ram Trucks. Nice to have communication. Chasing fly balls, Joe.
Oh, yeah, you need it.
Upton and Young, good communication there. Not so good here, but they did avoid a collision. Horse and Harper.
Whoa.
So,
you know, ball players don't holler like they used to. You know, you don't hear the chatter in the infield or the outfield. You just don't hear it anymore. The outfield, you should have it, because I tell you, collisions in the outfield can be very, very dangerous.
New Storn is on. 13th appearance of the year for Washington. He missed 89 games with bone chips this year. Washington makes more changes. Moore has gone from left field to first base now. LaRoche is out of the ball game. And Roger Bernardino, who pinch hit, stays in. Pinch hit stays in left field. And the Diamondbacks will send up this inning Montero, Johnson, and McDonald. Montero today has an RBI double.
Boy, stopping to look at that average and catching all those games, that's really amazing.
Joe, don't you think, too, if Miggy, we've talked about this a lot, he swings and misses here, but he takes such hard swings at time. When he's just taking that nice, easy swing and using right center to left center, don't you think he could be a 300 hitter?
Oh, I think he will be. He's still learning. He's not that old. I mean, you know, you hit a couple home runs and you figure, well, maybe I got this home run swing, but he can handle that bat. He's going to hit 300 before it's over.
0-1 count on him. That was a nice, easy swing, but he fouled it out of play. This MLB on Fox season, Fox Sport is proud to support the Boys and Girls Club of America. It's a safe and inspiring place where youth can reach their full potential as productive, caring, and responsible citizens. To learn more, simply visit greatfutures.org/Fox Sports. Storn is the third pitcher used today. If you want to talk pitching, though, you have to talk Patrick Corbin and the job he did here this afternoon. 7 outstanding innings when the Diamondbacks really need a well-pitched ball game, and he gave it to them. Miggy takes inside.
Starnes got an interesting way. Once he gets that ball in the glove and puts that right hand in it, I think that's when he puts the grip on it. The center field shot showed us before. Now watch it right here. See him gripping it? See it moving?
It's been a good at bat by Montero here. Yeah, he's not going to throw that ball until he's got that grip.
No,
and as you can see that glove moving.
And it's amazing because, you know, you watch it from the time it goes to his bare hand. Now let's see. And you can see it's just holding it. Now when he gets it in that glove, there he goes. Now he's twiggling it around, moving it, and he's ready to make the pitch.
And he strikes out Montero. 1 down. Well, Storn, we mentioned he missed 89 games with bone chips, and now Tyler Clippard has become their closer. But last year, in 73 games for Washington, Storn had a 2.75 ERA and had 43 saves. Working 75 innings. So you'd have to think when he gets back to at or near 100%, he goes back into that role. We mentioned we're going to Joe's hometown to St. Louis, Missouri. Diamondbacks to play the Cardinals starting Tuesday. And those are the matchups. Wainwright, Saunders in the middle game of that series. Kyle Loesch is 12-2. Kennedy, Saunders, Cahill, Kelly, Wainwright, and Loesch. Chris Johnson didn't see after he hit that ball, but he picks it up, runs down to first, but he's out number 2 on a foul pop to the first baseman. So CJ takes an 0 for 4 today. And in the Diamondback bullpen, Takashi Saito. Joe, I think this is big for the Diamondbacks today. They've got 7 runs on the board. They did not hit a home run.
It's very big. It's very big. It's been one of the team effort. I mean, I think they forgot about what the other 2 games, which you have to because it's history. There's nothing older in baseball than yesterday's game. So forget about that and go about it today. And they did. They went about it like real workmen.
John McDonald hits one into left center field, but Bernardino's got a track on it and has it. And the Diamondbacks in order against Storen in the 8th. So ahead of the 9th, Diamondbacks on top of the Nationals, 7-2. Brought to you by Miller Lite. And Patrick Corbin, well, he was really good today. Gives the Diamondbacks 7 innings. Doesn't walk a batter. Strikes out 7. And into the 7th inning, he had allowed only 1 hit. That was kind of a controversial hit. Could have been an error. Ends up going 7. And he's in line to win his 4th game and even his record at 4-4. And as we look at Takashi Saito on here, Corbin set down 16 in a row from the 1st inning through the 6th. Saito making his 10th appearance for the D-backs. And his last one was good. He had a struggle in Pittsburgh on the last road trip in a ball game. And he's got Cesar Izturis, the leadoff hitter for the almost to the Dodgers, but of course the Nationals. That's where Izturis started his career with the Dodgers. So the Diamondbacks 3 outs away from moving a game over 500. And Joe, there's good news in San Francisco at the moment, as the Rockies are leading the Giants 6-4 in the 8th inning.
But it's better that the Diamondbacks are leading 7-2.
That's right. Dodgers won their game earlier today in Miami. Yeah, we can scoreboard watch.
Well, you scoreboard watch, and what you do, you all win. You say, well, we held it, but you lost the game on the schedule. That's the thing now.
And after today, only 47 left. Is Torres into right center, and nobody's going to get that ball. Up and over to cut it off, and as Torres will start the inning with a double. Time for our Chaz Roberts air conditioning cool play of the game, and it occurred in the 5th inning. Watch this from off the bat of Kubel, and Detweiler in self-defense makes the grab. We were talking in between innings, Joe. Herb Score was 24 years old and was headed for a career that who knows how good it would have been, but he was felled by a Gil McDougald line drive.
Hall of Fame is where he was headed. He was a tremendous pitcher and a great guy. Oh, what a wonderful guy.
Ended up broadcasting for the Cleveland Indians for many, many years. Fortunately for Detweiler, he was able to make that play. Here's Michael Morse now.
You know, Greg, we talk about the mound being 60 feet 6 inches from home plate, but stop to think that after the follow through, it's about 57.
Yeah.
And a line drive like that, you really have to have some reflexes. And man, I tell you, that was right at his head.
You like that stance of Morse? You talked about a little bit earlier. He holds that bat way away. Can Goldschmidt make the grab? No, out of his reach. Don't get hurt over there.
He tries everything. I like it because it's unique to look at it, but he wants to make sure, as we talked to Mike Rizzo about it, he said he wants to make sure that his arms are away from his body, which he does when he takes the stance, but when he gets ready to hit, he pulls them back in and he's ready to go. Watch him. There's nothing wrong with that swing. That's what I mean, arms away from his body. I watch him pull it in. There he goes.
Go. Upton reaches up, can't get it. It stays in the field of play, and it's going to be second and third here with nobody out in the ninth inning for Washington. As Torres was holding up, thinking Upton might catch that ball. You see Upton yelling over to Chris Young right there. And I think Justin upset with himself. Morse hits that ball a long way the other way.
He gave it quite an effort. You could see him feeling for the fence with his right hand when it was low and when he got closer, but that ball hit high.
I don't know if that even hit the glove.
I don't think he got a glove on.
No, I think it hit next to him. It goes as a double. And now Jason Worth has grabbed a bat. He's going to try and bring this ball game a lot closer. Saito back-to-back doubles.
Watch that first pitch. Whoa, foul tip. He wanted to go. You talk about a first ball hitter, this guy.
Bullpen phone has begun or rung for the Diamondbacks, and they're going to get a couple people busy. Boy, that would have really been disaster. Had that ball hit Worth, that would have loaded him up.
Oh.
JJ is up already in the bullpen. Here's Upton. Yeah.
The gold glove.
I don't think so.
Couldn't do it. Nice going, guys. You're trying everything down there.
That was a portion of that bobblehead giveaway. Almost got Worth again.
Tell you, boy, Yogi said a lot of things that he doesn't get credit for, but give him credit for saying it ain't over till it's over, and that's what it is with this ball game. It ain't over till it's over.
No, it's getting a little nervous time right now. 2-1 behind a good hitter. Run ball to third, score a run. Johnson needs the out. He'll get it. Nice stretch over there by Goldschmidt on a low throw. Worth will get an RBI, but the Diamondbacks get a much needed out. 7-3 now.
First baseman Tyler Moore.
You're sitting on that bench and you get in a spot like this, you think about a lot of things. You always say, uh-oh, 7-3, they're in Grand Slam country. Got to stay away from that.
JJ's had to get up now and start to loosen. Off day tomorrow, but try and stay away if you can. Swing and a miss. Strike 2 on Moore.
Identical pitchers. He could either come in with that fastball inside or go a little bit more outside with the breaking ball than he did the first 2 pitches. You got a choice here. I'd go for the curveball.
Bubble back, and it's over his head and up against the wall. Plays it well. Moore's trying for second. Now he's going to have to go back to first. Run is in, though. 7-4. Boy, Kubel played that ball well and held him to a long single.
I know Sato didn't want to do that because that was the best curveball that, as far as the strike, the location was, and he really nailed it.
Gibby's not going to monkey around either. Watch Moore here. Whoop. Kubel's got a good arm. I better get back to first. I don't want to make the second out. Gibson's going to go out and get Saito and bring on JJ, now in a safe situation. Saito faces 4 hitters, 3 gets hits, some hard hit balls against him. And JJ will come on to try and close it out here in the 9th with the Diamondbacks up 3. Alumni Night is September 15th here at Chase Field as the Diamondbacks will don the purple and teal, and 20,000 fans will get a Matt Williams bobblehead compliments of Chase. Following the game, we'll host the first ever alumni game with Gracie, Finley, Womack, and more. Call 602-514-8400 or visit dbacks.com/alumni. Well, JJ's on. Now he's in a closed situation. Didn't want to have to go there, Joe, but that's the situation at hand.
It's got to be that safe situation for him. It is, unfortunately. 3-run lead.
Kurt Suzuki first up against JJ, who's looking for save number 22 here today. And a ball down low. Well, Saito erupted up. He had a big lead here, and in few of the ball games that he's come in, he's had a pretty good sized lead and given up some runs. When he's been brought in close situations, the opposition has really done no damage against him. 1 ball, 1 strike.
JJ's firing at 94 miles an hour on that last fastball.
Swing and a miss. It was a good split. Boy, he's been outstanding. You look at JJ's numbers here over a long stretch since May 26, 0.82 ERA. He's converted 12 straight saves, 15 of his last 16. And there's a pop fly. Upton coming on in right field. Gets there, and that's out number 2. Well, JJ's had 15 straight scoreless appearances coming in here. He's been lights out once he enters the ball game. Going back to May 26.
That second strike he got was a good breaking ball, and he had the option of throwing another one out of the strike zone to the high fastball. He went for the fastball and really placed it well. That was really pitching. You got to have an idea.
Yep. Now Lombardozzi, the last chance here for the Nationals. With 2 outs in the 9th. High ball 1. Diamondbacks trying to end Washington's 8-game winning streak. Let's get to their feet. Runner takes second. We'll have to go back as it's fouled out of play.
That, people, is known as defensive indifference. Oh, I hate that.
I don't know where they ever came up with that, but I don't really like it either. Better than 27,000 here today. Making some noise here at the end. They give the indifference play to the runner, Moore, who takes second. Moves himself into scoring position. Now Lombardozzi could pull the Nationals even closer. Well, I hate to say it, but if you lose this guy, you're going to bring the tying run to the plate next. That's how this game has gotten a little closer in the end. Two in the 7th, 2 in the 9th, and Washington within 3 here. But they've only got 1 out to work with.
Got a little bit of help there. It looked like a bad ball, but he had to hit. The crowd coming to their feet.
More drama. Tying run now going to come to the plate on a 2-out walk to Lombardozzi, who almost went but checked up.
Left fielder Roger Bernardino.
Side view.
Yeah, he stopped it. Third base umpire Sogno, he called it right now.
Now Bernardino 1 for 3 against J.J. Putz in his career.
Puts the bat on the ball. You can see he's choking up a little bit.
Did not start in this ball game. He's had 1 at bat. He flied out to center field in the 8th inning as a pinch hitter and stayed in.
like the splitter, which it goes straight down. And I'll tell you what, I don't think he's going to work on him or setting him up with the pitch. He's going to go right after him.
Bernardino's been an aggressive hitter over his career.
Shaking him around, making Bernardino think a little bit more.
Into the dirt. Yeah, just because a pitcher shakes his head back and forth, Joe, that doesn't mean he's really shaking off a sign, does it?
No way. All he's doing is shaking him around. You can put down a first fastball, and he'll shake you off to the curveball, shake you off that, change the pace, shake you off, and go right back to the fastball. That was a nice play by Montero, who is not trying to catch the ball in this spot. He's trying to block it. If there's such a thing as an out pitch, I would say this is it. Montero was out talking to him, and I'm sure that's what he said to him. Go get him. Go get him.
And he did. He blew him away with a fastball. Picking up his 22nd save. The Diamondbacks beat the team with the best record in all of baseball. Salvaging the game in this series by winning this afternoon by a score of 7-4 and giving young Patrick Corbin his 4th win. He was outstanding. And the Diamondbacks, Joe, got those 7 runs without the benefit of a home run. And could pull to within 4 if the Giants lose their ball game against the Rockies.
I tell you, the Diamondbacks played like a team today. And when somebody got in trouble, somebody came in to bail them out. And the one who did the most bailing out was Putz.
So the Diamondbacks a win, and now they head out of the road for the next 6, starting the series in St. Louis on Tuesday night against the defending world champion St. Louis Cardinals. For Joe Garagiola, Brad Steinke, I'm Greg Schulte. Todd Walsh, Joe Borowski around next. Thanks for tuning in.